Right, so Coffee with Contin, episode 14. Hard to believe we're already up this far into the series. It definitely has been showing some results for me, which is a good thing. That is the entirety of the reason I started this, after all. So, unfortunately, not really a whole lot to go over this week, but obviously this is this may or may not be the final episode of Coffee with Contin before the trivia challenge with the Poke Couple that I'm hosting next week. I might be recording and uploading another one prior to that. There are no promises there. But don't get the wrong idea. This is not, episode 14 is not going to be the final episode that I ever record. So there's that. Also, the history of Draco. That has already gone live. The first episode was just a couple of days ago. Within the last 48 hours, I want to say. Not sure. Little strange the way that YouTube is displaying these stats. I know for a fact more than one person has seen it. I wish you would all actually comment for me, since YouTube does not like updating properly. All of the content creators listening to this know exactly what I'm talking about. Weird glitches, things like that happen. Barely been doing this for 2.5 months and not even close to being daily, but I'm already noticing this kind of crap myself. Mind you, this is not something I'm intending to make into a full-time thing. At best, as I've said before, YouTube is going to be a side hobby at most. Especially once the Forge is up and running, I'll be doing videos with that, doing tours of the Forge, things like that. But yeah, so I know a lot of people were excited about the series. There are multiple people, Slayer CC, a couple of my coworkers, Jen, you are the only one that has commented thus far, and I know that there were several other people that have been waiting to see the series. The part that confuses me is the fact that not only is there only the one comment from you, but there's only one view showing. I understand the whole thing with not a whole lot of people knowing about me, all that, yada yada. I still find it funny that there were multiple people that have expressed interest in the series and only one person has seen it, according to what I'm seeing right now. Kind of funny to me. Either way, moving on. So, the first episode was rather short. Basically just kind of glazed over multiple things. There is going to be an episode of Gare 2, or episode 2 of Gare. I was thinking about making it like an episode 1.5. However, I'm very likely just going to be doing at minimum 2 episodes on each individual, depending on how much information I feel I have to cram into it, depending on recording length, because I do not want to make the whole thing obscenely long, like some of them have gotten. Well, not really obscenely long, but then again, this is more than anything just me rambling on a weekly basis. The history of Draco is mostly just like a character breakdown type of thing. Those ones I'm probably going to be aiming for about 10 minutes on a video. Might do less, not sure. So there's that as well. And let me know what you guys think about the thumbnails for these videos. because each and every one of these that I'm using, I've either altered myself. Episode 12 was just a complete screenshot of the surprised Pikachu meme, only because I do find that absolutely hilarious that they stuck that into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. In addition, I think Christmas Wishes, the very first episode that kicked off this series, was just a picture of Pikachu as well. Beyond that, I'm actually pulling this up right now to see what all screenshots I've done. Let's see. So, yes. Christmas Wishes, Episode 1, Episode 3, Episode 4, Episode 5. Oh, no. I am completely off there. Let me start that over. Christmas Wishes, Episode 1, Episode 3, Episode 4, Episode 7, Episode 8, Episode 10, Episode 12, and Episode 1 of Gare were all images for the thumbnails that I used were either just edited or just outright borrowed for the sake of just having a random clip. Episode 2, I think I did mention on that list. Obviously, the artwork is not mine on that one. I wish that I had the ability to actually draw like the individual who created the Mega Mind and a Mega Plusle for that. I did, however, create the background myself. Now, Episode 5, do have to add that one to the list of things that I've just edited in some manner. Now, Episode 6, Episode 9, that actually was not planned. For those of you who caught on to that immediately like I just did, first and foremost, nice the fact that you have a dirty mind. Second, that was just completely at random. Episode 13, Episode 0 of Gare, the prelude episode. Those are ones that I have either majorly edited to the point that they are really not resemblant of the original. So clearly not a whole lot of those. Now, episode 11, there is an asterisk on that one, only for the simple fact that it is all artwork in the style of Magic the Gathering. I use a website called MTG Cardsmith, Magic the Gathering for the short form of that, MTG Cardsmith, and I use a lot of just random images that I find online for the most part, just because it is interesting to see what my twisted mind can come up with. However, each and every single one of the cards in that thumbnail are, most of which are going to be characters that I'm going to be going over at some point in the history of Draco. I have Ren Sabik in there, I have Drake Cinder in there, I think I have Gare's dragon in there, Trigoris rather, one of the I can remember. The name was based off of something from an online game called Adventure Quest, and effectively speaking, that was a monstrously sized green dragon. And then I literally took a name very similar to it for an ancient crimson dragon for Gare. So anybody that has ever played Adventure Quest, I'm sure if you've encountered the green dragon super boss, you know exactly what I'm referencing with that. Now, the prelude episode for History of Draco, that actually, while it is in fact inspired by The Undertaker, Mark, I'm sure you've probably caught on to that, or Jen. I'm not sure if Mark has actually seen the image or not. I know Mark should immediately recognize the Undertaker symbol on the robing. However, I actually made that one entirely from scratch. Everything was hand-drawn in Microsoft Paint. So yeah, kind of a breakdown there. Now, episode 1 of Gare, that is a symbol. The individuals that you're going to be meeting once I start doing collabs on my end of things, Slayer CC, or Lillian, as she's known in the Draco group, my sister Elkara. That is a symbol that is actually very near and dear to each of our hearts. It's something that has represented our family for the better part of the last 2 decades. So there's a very long-standing bond between us with that particular symbol that I used for the last upload I did. So there's that with the imagery. I know I'm rambling at this point, however, that's kind of just, it popped into my head and I wanted to share with you guys. So we're there with that. Covered all the thumbnails, I think. I'm not really about to sit here and go back over everything I've ever done. Although, ironically, I think there's maybe like 4 or 5 other videos on my channel that have an actual thumbnail. Most of which are hidden. Don't worry, you guys aren't missing content. That's just, it's not there for the public to see. So, yeah, I'm kind of at a loss now on where to go forward from here on the video. So if you guys have any suggestions, anything you're still curious about with me, let me know in the comments section, because it is interesting, I'll say, to try and sit here for 20 plus minutes rambling with having no idea what it is I really want to cover, because I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If you guys haven't figured it out already, I really have no clue what I'm going to be talking about when I sit down for these recordings. Also, you're going to have to hold on for a second. My throat is getting very dry. I've been talking nonstop for about 12 and a half minutes. So it's coffee time. Imagine that, Contin drinking coffee while recording coffee with Contin. Kind of an interesting thing there. You know, not altogether unexpected, but you know. That is much better, though. Still a little sore throat, but that's something I'm going to have to deal with. I always found it funny, now that I'm thinking about that. Weirdest things trigger different things I talk about. With Karstine and Savage Sage, both of which there have been times have said that they were going to go ahead and end their stream for the simple fact of their throat hurting. It never really made sense until now. And if you two are listening, yeah, go ahead, take your shots all you like. If you're going to comment, because that's actually going to help me with shit. But it never actually made sense until now what you meant by, you know, your throat hurting and needing to rest it. Because I can understand, like, if you're talking for tens of hours or what have you at a time. So no, I fully get it. You know, you're the only one talking, so your throat is going to hurt after a while, and I kind of see that now. And I've only been talking for 14 minutes at this point into this video. First time, actually, fun little fact there, that this has actually happened to me during a recording, that my throat started to bother me. Either way, the video is not going to be as long as some of the other episodes of Coffee with Contin. This one's only going to be about 20-something minutes. 20 and some change, rather, to put it more directly. Apparently I've lost some storage space on my phone. I'm going to have to look into that, see what's going on there. I might be deleting one of my mobile games or something. Actually, no, now that I think about it, it might be with the Pokemon Go or update, or one of the other mobile games I have on my phone getting updated at some point in the last week or so. Pokemon Home, perhaps, I'm not sure. But that would explain why the total overall length of the videos has dropped from 25 to about 21 and a half minutes for what I can record. So yeah, I'm going to be looking into that, seeing what I can delete, so I can actually have some more freedom to potentially have a longer video. The funny thing is actually when I record these after I upload it, I immediately delete it off of my phone for the simple fact of it pretty much eats up the 10% of space on my phone that I save for these videos. And yeah, that's another thing actually. I record these solely off of my cell phone, which is very interesting. If I ever do decide to do live streaming on a semi-regular basis or anything like that, I'll probably look into a full-on boom mic setup type of deal, where I have an independent microphone that just goes straight into my computer. But that's for future Contin to figure out and decide what he wants to do with that. I'm going to just leave well the hell enough alone at the moment. As it is, I have my own preoccupations to deal with. Oh, speaking of Savage Sage, Karstein, I mentioned you guys a few minutes ago. There are some open projects that are still in need of completion. If you are interested, Sage, I do have that week coming up, starting on Saturday the 12th. If you would like me to go ahead and actually complete the banner for you, I am more than happy to do so. Things got psychotically crazy for me for a while, and I just never seemed to have enough time in the day to do really anything that I was looking forward to, trying to plan out kind of shit. So yeah, if you are interested, I'm more than happy to do that, and I have an entire week of really nothing to do. The trivia contest with the Poke Couple, that is Saturday the 12th. Speaking of Jen, Mark, one of you two is going to have to let me know exactly when you want to do the recording for that, because I do have a couple of members of the Draco family that are interested in coming to hang out and watch the stream, and I do need to let them know when to expect the stream to start. But beyond that, Sage, I have literally an entire week after that is done to get that finished for you, if you are still interested in me doing it. And then, Karstein, you mentioned wanting me to potentially do a couple of icons for you, or I forget exactly what. I think you were talking about doing the green screen thing or something, to that effect. I'm not sure. Oh, no, you're the silhouette thing for you, with cutting the background out so you can put it on there, on the thumbnails like Sage and the Poke Couple do. Yeah, if you're interested in having me do that for you still, I'm more than happy to do it. Just let me know. You need to send me the pictures, obviously, you want to use. Also, going back on that one for a minute, don't think that you need to pay me to do that. We're family. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this for the money. All three of you, Jen, Sage, and Karstein, I don't want any of you guys to think that I'm out for you to pay me to do any of this. Art is a hobby of mine. It's, passion of mine, I should say, to be more precise, more accurate. So no, I'm not out to do this for any type of compensation. Now, if you want to say thank you or give me mention or something like that, awesome. That is all the compensation I want. Is just for the recognition, like, hey, Contin did this, and I'm not even saying that to say, like, anytime I do anything, no. Like, if somebody asks, let them know, like, hey, he did this for me, whatever. But the simple thank you, the fact that you guys are showing the gratitude and all, that is more than enough compensation for me. Because, like I said, I'm not doing this for any type of financial gain or anything like that. I can't tell you how many hours I would have to spend doing art if I were to make a living off of that. The kind of niche artwork that I do is not something I'm ever going to make a living off of with digital work. So don't feel like it's necessary to try and offer money. I don't really want you to pay me for anything. Just simple gratitude is enough. So that is about where I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for now. As I've mentioned before, once I get animated about something, then it's immediately just like off to the races. Like there's no telling when I'm going to be able to figure out exactly when I have made my point stop. Kind of like the rambling that I'm doing right now, as a matter of fact. So, this has been episode 14 of Coffee with Contin. Yeah, episode 14. I had to double check. I've said so many freaking episode numbers this episode. I don't know why I keep saying the word episode. I need to stop. I rattled off so many video titles this episode that I completely spaced and forgot exactly which one I was recording. So, that's going to be it for this one. I'm going to be, in the next couple of days, I'm going to be recording episode 2 of Gare, and from there I might make it a multi-episode a week type of deal, only for the simple fact that they are so short at the moment. Once they start getting longer, that obviously is going to change. I don't want to be sitting here recording for an hour or 2 hours at a time, just trying to get these videos out. But you guys are awesome. You know, you're always there to support me. I appreciate you all. Hopefully you have an awesome night. And as always, keep your coffee hot. And I'll see